swap day. Yay! It's also 6 o'clock in the morning and I've just woken up and Ross is still asleep. So if you couldn't tell, I'm going to be bringing you with me today. But I thought I would start off by showing you all of the plants that I'm taking to swap, everything I'm bringing, then I would vlog the swap itself, and then at the end I can show you everything I come away with. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name's Claire and this is Yayyy. I make videos all about houseplant care, sharing tips and tricks I've learnt over the years to help keep your plants happy and healthy. And yeah, I'm super excited for today. The swap days are always so much fun and I always come away with really amazing plants. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. Oh my goodness, I am very much half asleep still. But there's a beautiful sunrise actually. I'll turn you around and see if you can you see that? But I will show you what I'm taking to swap first. I'm not taking maybe as much as, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm taking a fair amount, but I'm not taking as much as I've taken to other swaps just because I am doing, oh my God, I think I'm doing about 5 plant swaps this year and I'm just aware that I want to have plants to take to all of them. So some of these I have got duplicates of, but I'm just going to show you one of each of the things that I'm taking. And the first one is some Jose Bueno cuttings. I've got quite a lot of cuttings from this plant. They're not highly variegated. I'm taking 3 or 4 of these cuttings, I think. These are also fresh cut, they're not rooted, but yeah, I'm pretty sure someone will be happy with those. And then I'm taking quite a few of my variegated Alocasia Friedex sprouted corms, and annoyingly all of the corms that have sprouted are currently just ghost growth, they're just white, but everyone I've spoken to who has grown this plant from corm has said that this is quite normal at this stage and they can start producing green growth as they mature. I haven't seen that myself yet, so I think all of the ones I'm taking 4 of these. I'm just going to make everyone aware that that's what I've been told, and yeah, they can kind of take them at their own risk, but they are beautiful. This one actually is sizing up pretty well, and I was really excited when I saw this new leaf here start to unfurl, and I thought maybe it would have some green on it, but alas, it is just another ghost leaf. But yeah, they're very pretty, and I'm sure some people will be willing to give them a go. And then I'm taking quite a few Anthurium clarinervium babies. I know I've shown you some of my more mature ones recently, but this is what the majority are currently looking like. They're still quite juvenile, quite small. But yeah, I'm taking quite a few of them. And then, oh, this is something that you might not have thought that I would chop, and I didn't think I would either, but I decided to take some cuttings of my Hoya Wilbur Graves. I've got 3 cuttings of this, and all of them are kind of similarly splashy. But yeah, I just know that this is a Hoya that people really love, and I was feeling brave last night, so I decided to take some cuttings. And then I'm taking the Dromiopsis maculata back to the plant swap. This is one that I actually got in the goodie bag from the last plant swap that I went to in London last year. I've spoken about it in videos. It's just not one that's making me particularly happy at the moment. It's not exciting me, so back to the swap it goes. And then I've just got some Anthurium Regal Shield corms. These ones in here have all sprouted. Yeah, sprouted, rooted, sorry. So yeah, I thought I would take them because I've got lots of those. And then I took a couple of cuts of my Hoya macrophylla. I think this is such a beautiful, beautiful cutting. So yep, I'm taking 2 of these ones. And then I took 1 cutting of my Hoya Obervater Splash. And to be honest, this isn't, I think it is a cutting that will root, but I didn't get quite as much of the stem as I meant to. I was half asleep when I was doing this. I'm confident it will still root, but yeah, I decided to just take 1 of those cuttings in the end. And then I've got a few Alocasia Portadora babies. This is the most mature one that I'm taking, and it is currently giving me a new leaf. But I think I'm taking 4 of these in total. And then I took a couple of cuts of my, so I don't have a completely accurate idea on this, but I'm pretty sure this is a Philodendron atabapoense Billietier hybrid. I think it's really, really gorgeous, and it's got this beautiful purpley backs to its leaves. It's so pretty. Again, unrooted, but has got amazing aerial roots, so I think will do really, really well. And then finally, I'm actually only taking one because it was a little bit difficult to get out the prop box, but this is a philodendron white princess cutting, and I've just put it in there with the moss it was propagating in. It's currently just in a little hummus tub. And we are driving today, so it's not like some of the other plant swaps. I've had to be lugging big boxes on the train, but with this, hence why I haven't like taped them all and packaged them better. I am just going to put them into a box and put them straight in the car, which is good. I'm also toying with the idea of driving myself, but I'm not sure how brave I'm feeling. I'm not sure how good my confidence is with driving, so Ross may end up doing it. Or we might split the drive, I'm not sure. But yeah, that is everything that I'm taking today. Oh my goodness, this sunrise is so beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna go jump in the shower, wake up, because I feel like I'm dreaming currently. I'm gonna go wake up, have some breakfast, and then get ready to go. This is the emptiest box that I've taken to a plant.
But you're not really committed to this one, have you?
This would be the time to be taking bigger stuff though, wouldn't it, when we're driving?
Exactly, silly of you.
Whoopsie. Okay.
Just grab a massive plant.
No!
Just grab that big one there. Fuck
No.
it. The other one, everyone.
That one.
The one full of pests. Yeah, go on.
Okay, cool. Good to go. Ross.
My name is Emma and this is Lisa. We run another plant swap. Woo! 3, 2, 1, swap!
So show us some of the plants that you've brought to swap today.
Well, I've got so many different things. I have my dark forward, philodendron dark forward with the gorgeous red backs. This is actually, it's really exciting. It's gone into caterpillar growth. How exciting is that? So potential for flowers. Monstera alba. Here, 4 of those. They've all got roots and a couple of them have some new shoots going on.
This is my Hoya Vertinate SP Aft, variegated, along with some Transcantia.
I have a philodendron Bromax Fantasy, which is quite nice. And Monstera SP Ecuador, kind of like a velvety Monstera.
I brought, because I'm only 6 months old plant parent, I brought what I had. Pepperomis mainly, and I've got some do you know how to pronounce this? That's what it looks like when it's old. Wow. And it's such a cool plant because it's like a peace lily. It's like something that tells you that I want to drink. Yes. So you give it a drink.
show us some new plants that you're taking home with you today.
I've swapped this for a Maranta lemon lime.
Gorgeous.
My favourite swap of the day is probably the peacock plant. It's not a calathea. It's a part of the calathea family. It's just yeah. I've done well. I came with 2 boxes and I'm going home with a small box.
Hi, my name is Chicka Slim Rossi.
Sit up straight, don't slouch. We're very tired. It's been such a good day, but what we thought we'd probably do, Ross isn't about tomorrow. I've got plants that I want to take you through, but I also want to do lots of stuff to those plants. So we're going to go through what Ross got now, and he's going to show you his. And then tomorrow, in the latter part of this video, I will take you through what I got, and I will do a kind of repot and chat type thing.
Yes, this is going to be a little less waffle and just a whistle-stop tour, more of a thank you because we're really tired. It was a long day. We're too old for this level of social activity now.
Definitely. Oh my God, it was
lots of driving.
Social.
Lovely day, as always. But yes, and as you can tell by Claire's face, she's very tired.
It was a lovely swap. It was really, really lovely, but it felt like quite a full-on one though. I feel like my social battery has completely depleted. It was met
Did a
some
talk, didn't you?
lovely
Did a
people.
talk?
Did a talk
How's
on
that going?
watering.
Did she do well? Because I was watching the rugby during your entire talk.
I know you were. Thanks for the support.
I mean, I heard it in the car, like.
But no, it was just a lovely swap. I got a jumper as well, which was not part of
Oh,
the
such
swap.
an attractive jumper, isn't it? Yeah,
It is. I love it.
absolutely,
It's got geese on it.
It's got geese on it. Bit pink as well, so kind of maybe.
Okay, we're getting
We're
distracted.
doing it.
already.
We're waffling.
So,
I said we wouldn't. So,
Ross, did
what
you have
I
a
get?
lovely day?
I had a lovely day as always. Technically, I actually only did one deliberate swap, and then the other ones kind of came about. The only one thing I sought out and saw was this, and Claire is going to talk about it.
So it's a peperomia, and I'm not going to lie, I saw this. What is the name?
So I made a point of actually trying to keep these. So
well done,
Kasia
mate.
was kind enough to give me this one, and yeah, I thought it was obviously it ticks my only box, which is it's kind of pink.
Peperomia gravelens. And let's just get it out of the cup and show them, because this is a really cool peperomia,
It's
and
really
one that
cool,
I
isn't it?
hadn't seen before. And so, bearing in mind, peperomia like this, with normal plants, with other types of plants in the genus, I would probably, or not in the genus, sorry, tired brain, with other types of plants with this growth structure, I would probably take them and put them into damp sphagnum moss, something just like that, and allow them to root.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I know about peperomia and my experience propagating the peperomia hope and stuff like that recently, I would probably be tempted, and in fact, with your permission, I might do this tomorrow, is take a few cuttings of the leaves, chop them in half, put them into a prop box and let them root that way, because I think if anyone has any tips, I won't have chopped the whole thing up by the time you watch this video,
Something else.
but it's a really cool one, and I don't know if you can tell how succulent its leaves are. They are so...
Is that its name? Is that why it's so succulent?
They're so succulent, they're so
Succulent.
juicy. They're juicy, juicy leaves.
It's called it like it stood out, and I was one of the ones where I dragged you over because I wanted
Yeah.
it. But obviously, you only brought your plants, so I was swapping your plants. So yes,
You were indeed.
very cool. The only one I did. Now we're into gift territory, which we did swap, but people came to me with them because
I feel like that was a bit of the general consensus. I spoke to so many people that said I haven't swapped anything. I'm just giving things, and I feel like a lot of people are doing that.
everyone was coming up to me for the pink plant thing, which is 100% a joke that has gone way too far in the best possible way. I do really like pink plants, and I really, really, really appreciate everyone that comes up to me. But it's so funny now that that's the only thing I'm really associated with. And it's one of those ones where I'm happy to have them, I'm happy to look after them. And I know that you're not the biggest fan of them. And it just really makes me laugh that this has become a thing. Thank you. Like, yeah, just everyone, it's just really sweet that people think of me in that sort of sense. So it's really, really nice. This one, which again, someone came up to me and said, would you like it? And obviously, look at the colour on this one. It's absolutely beautiful. Ticks the box, doesn't it?
It's gorgeous.
It is a...
Stramanthe Trio Star.
It's one of them. And I really made an effort, so I kept these cards. This was from Abby, thank you very much. Again, so I can't remember what we swapped it for. I just know that you let me have it. And in return, someone took something from our table as well. So that was absolutely awesome. So again, tick in the right box.
Gorgeous one.
The next one we have got, Whistle Stop's Door. We have got a Filipino princess.
A Filipino princess. Philodendron pink princess.
It says Philo.
Filipino. An abbreviation
princess.
for
Yeah,
philodendron.
Filipino princess.
The cool people say philo.
From a Jacob, which again, I mean, this is, I mean, it's adorable.
It is
I mean,
adorable.
I'm hoping I won't. It feels like it's that's getting out on the camera. Look at the view. Yeah, that's
is
absolutely. It's
lovely.
very, very cute. Very, very cool. It feels very tiny and something that I would kill. So I'm really going to try
You
not
do
to.
realise the big giant of a plant that we've got next door, that's a pink princess.
Oh yeah, that's the one that you talk about a lot. And
The one
yeah,
that I debate
the
getting
one
rid
that
of.
you do it, yeah. Oh, that's funny because now we're going to grab that same one
Yeah.
again from this one. So that'd be quite fun in years to come.
Yeah.
So again, another very cool one. And then, well, I mean, obviously, another. Put one more purple one. Is this
Yes.
a Tyrannosaurus Catch? I've
It
got a few of
is.
these ones, but I don't mind these ones because they grow very cool. And actually, I'm not doing a really bad job of.
You're not. The lighting's not amazing. I might put some clips in if we can't see properly.
I quite like these ones because I had one in my office for a bit. It hasn't really done too well since bringing it back. But
I know.
the sun makes it go really cool. So if
They
we can find a spot,
sunstress amazingly.
and they come out really lovely.
And
this was from Donna.
This one
Thank
as well.
you.
So this type of Tradescantia, when we went to Mallorca last year, we saw lots of these growing wild, didn't we? They were everywhere.
Yes,
growing in
and-
full sun.
Max, who we're going to come on to in a minute, who gave me a lot, he was sort of saying that they are basically like weeds in they're like everywhere. So it's funny that we really appreciate them over here,
Yeah.
but they're actually they grow really, really well. Despite the fact that I'm still capable of not keeping them alive as well as I probably should.
And
They
some
are-
types of Tradescantia as well. I was I do a Patreon live chat with my lot over on Patreon every single month, and we were talking about Tradescantia, and someone said that there's certain types of them that you can actually eat, and it's a delicacy. And I
Frying
yeah,
up or something like that.
somewhere in
I'll
I
turn
think
it
it was
into
South America, and not all of them. Don't go frying up all of them because they do contain calcium oxalate crystals, I believe, some of them. But yeah, apparently it's like a delicacy in certain parts of the world. They'll use certain types of Tradescantia and make amazing cuisine out of them, which I thought was really fun and interesting. Fun fact for the day.
I'm happy to like cook some of these
No,
off from
no,
the bigger
Ross.
ones, get rid
No,
of a few of them. I'm
Ross.
sure they'll be
No, Ross,
delicious.
no.
Okay, fine. I only have, I have like a box of stuff. So the very lovely Max really took my obsession to a new level and just said, "You still into pink plants?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And then suddenly I had more pink plants. So I think I did better than you did out of this one.
I was going to say, you've definitely come away with more.
So right here, I just have an absolute box of Tradescantias, which will be dealt with in various. I've got the different. Looks like a couple of different ones here. There's one that's another similar one to what we've just talked about. Yeah, you do a thing.
I think they're mainly Zebrinas, mainly.
Zebrina,
This
there's
one,
another
I'm
one in
not
there.
sure what that one is, but
There's like a silvery one.
oh, they're rooted as well. I can see some
everyone.
roots at the bottom, which is.
So there's that. There's two others in there as well, which Max did tell me about, and I've completely forgotten that need a bit of care. But they will
Figure that
pink
out.
a bit up a bit again. Very much the JungleHaven's job here of looking after plants. Right?
No,
No,
it's not yours.
this is a conversation.
It is a
for another time. We're not
conversation.
gonna
We'll
have this
talk about
argument again.
it later in this video when I am doing things to my plants.
Yeah. Anyway, so we also have this one. Is that a pink princess?
No,
Because that looks like the one you've got in your room.
this is actually a ficus. This is a Ficus elastica ruby. It's a
one.
little bit curly at the moment, and actually, to be honest, I haven't had the best luck propagating this plant, if I'm being honest, but we'll stick it in some moss.
Shove it in some moss.
We'll shove it in some moss and we'll see what happens.
And then this leaf.
That could be either a
One of
reverted...
these is because I got like
princess?
cards.
Oh, well done
I made
you.
such an
I
effort
didn't
to
keep
try and
any
It's
cards.
such an effort to keep the cards so we can remember the ones that we got and also thank the people that we did it for because it's fun. And you didn't. I'm doing a better job on your channel than you are.
I know you are.
Organising. But that is everything I got, which is a pretty good haul, I think.
I think this one that you got is a brilliant haul you've got. A brilliant haul! I
Yeah.
think this is either a Dark Lord or potentially a reverted...
Oh, it's
Pink
a Dark
Princess?
Lord. I like
Dark
the name
Lord.
of that. Dark Lord Sauron. So yeah, that was our whistle stop tour.
Yeah,
Just-
I've got stuff to show you, but as I say, I'm going to take you through it in just a moment. because we need to go eat some food and go to bed.
Skip to the future. No, so I won't be in the rest of this one now, other than to say just thank you to everyone, because it's really, really sweet. And even though I know nothing about this, and I'm going to continue probably knowing nothing about this, I still like turning up. I still like it when people talk to me. So thank you for doing that. And it's, especially when I don't know what I'm doing, it's nice that people keep you busy. When you disappear and start talking to other people. So other than that, thank you, and stay sexy.
Stay sexy. See you in just one moment. Oh, hello again. Hello, baby girl. Ross has now been replaced by Yayyy. So I was just bringing the plants over that I got at the swap, and I realised that I actually don't know if it was me or Ross that got this one, but there's a begonia here. And we didn't show you it last night just because I put it straight in water because it was very floppy. And bearing in mind it's only been in water for, I don't know, 8 hours or so. I don't think this was rooted when I put it in there, but it's got little... Can you see that? Little roots starting to form already, which if that has literally been from overnight, that is just insane. I also have no idea what type of begonia this is, so please let me know in the comments below if you know. It's very pretty. Ross definitely got the bigger plant haul from this swap. I haven't come back with that much stuff, but the things that I have got I am really happy with. But as I say, there is quite a lot. Yayyy, get your head out of the bin, please. Come and settle down. You can guess what's next on the to-do list after filming this. Yes, it's taking you out, isn't it? Yes, it is. But yeah, I didn't bring a huge amount back with me, but that is not a bad thing. I've got a wish list plant here, which I'm really excited to show you in a minute. And I'm just really happy with what I've come away with. And I'm trying to have a little bit of a downsize to make room for things that I really want in my collection this year. So I'm much happier coming back with less stuff that I love, if that makes sense. But yeah, as we were saying last night, it was such a lovely swap. It was honestly such a wonderful day. I love the plant swap days more than anything, but it was definitely, for me anyway, a more full-on one. I had to keep kind of taking myself out for little breaks. I went for a walk at one point because there were so many wonderful people there. It was so lovely to meet some of you guys. There were so many amazing plants, honestly. So I think I put it in the vlog section, but there was an escalato leaf like that. There were just some things that absolutely blew my mind, but I think it can sometimes get to the point of complete overstimulation. Like there's just so much going on and so much to take in, and I just got a bit overwhelmed. So yeah, for that reason, annoyingly, I was looking through the vlog footage this morning and there's several sections that I meant to film that I didn't film. There's a few of you guys that I spoke to and kind of said, show me what you got, show me what you brought. I thought I'd film those bits and I haven't. So yeah, I think probably the next plant swap I go to, ideally, I'd quite like to not vlog it. I think I'm probably gonna, maybe I'll talk a bit about what I get there afterwards, but I think I would just like to leave my camera at home and just enjoy it. Nevertheless, as I say, it was a really lovely day, and as I keep saying, and I will now show you, I have come away with some lovely things. So, in no particular order, and this is in no particular order. Oh, okay, let's start with this one. I don't know what this is. And Ross was very good at keeping all the name cards. I remember most of the people that I got these from, but I don't want to make some people feel left out, so I'm not going to say your names, but you know who you are. Thank you so much for the plants I've got. I absolutely love them. But this is a Hoya, and I'm not entirely sure what type of Hoya it is. And the lovely guy that I was speaking to that gave me this, he basically said if this doesn't root, then he'd kindly send me another one out, because he was like, I'm not quite sure if it's going to take, but I can see it's got some really lovely potential there on the stem. As you can see, those little bumps there, aerial roots are more than capable of sprouting from them. So I think with this one, and in fact, I'm just going to do it now, I think I'm probably going to get this one straight into semi-hydro. And that's, I only say that, oh, is that the right decision? I only say that just because that is the way that I've propagated pretty much every single Hoya that I've brought into my collection unrooted in the last kind of 8 to 10 months. And I know that this one is a little bit floppy, so I will just have to keep a very close eye on it. But I've got a little hummus tub here, so I think I'm going to go in with a really chunky semi-hydro mix. And then I can just keep a very close eye on it, as I say. And if anything does start to go wrong, then I can take it out and I can rethink. But I've said it before, when you put Hoya into semi-hydro, it is the easiest thing in the world because you just literally fill it and stick it. And then I will just fill a little reservoir at the bottom of this, and then I'll keep an eye on it that way. And I'll probably pop this one over by my window, I would have thought. But as I say, I can't remember the name of this Hoya. I just know that it had the most incredible blooms. The lovely person that gave me it was showing me pictures of it. And I've never seen Hoya flowers like it. They were ginormous. Like some of them, like the actual individual flowers, not just the ball of flowers that Hoyas typically produce. Oh my goodness, it's going to annoy me. So yeah, if you're watching, please let me know what it is, because I didn't make a note of it and I cannot remember. I feel like I might have started with an M, but I could be wrong about that. That is what it's looking like. Currently not a lot to show, but hopefully I'll be coming back to you. Oh, I just unpotted it, potted a bit deeper. I will be coming back to you with some updates on it soon. And then this next one. So this is a plant that I said that I wouldn't own again because I did not have a good experience with it the last time I got it. And it's a Scindapsus trubii Moonlight, and I think it's so pretty. And I didn't get rid of it the last time because I didn't like the look of it, because I've always loved the look of it. I just found it a little bit of a pain to grow. And I've been going through some of your houseplant tours. Actually, over on my Patreon, I've got a load of you to send in some tours, and I've been watching everything in your collections. And one of you had the most beautiful trubii Moonlight, and I was admiring that one, and I was kind of mourning my old one. And then I saw this at the plant swap, and I was like, oh, you know what? Why not pick up a cutting? Why not give it another go? And the last time that I had the trubii Moonlight, the first issue I encountered, because I did get it as a full plant, the first issue I encountered, which I think is very common from what I have heard with you guys and this plant, is that when I unpotted it to have a look at the roots, it had one of those, I can't remember if it was actually a netting or a physical pot around the roots kind of containing them. And if any of you have got this plant and you're struggling and you haven't repotted it, I would urge you to check the roots. I would urge you to have a look and make sure that it's not being constrained, because when I first discovered this, loads of you were like, oh my God, I've just realised mine's got it as well. And I did think to myself at the time, maybe once I get that netting, I can't remember if it was netting or a pot, as I say, but once I get that off the roots, then maybe the plant will have a better chance and it will do better for me. And it didn't. It just was very slow, and I started neglecting it because I was like, I don't really care. I was kind of hoping this cutting was rooted, but it is a fresh cut, so I think I'm gonna probably just pop it into sphagnum moss. It's got a little bit there already. And probably get it in my cabinet, to be honest, because I think even if I'm not able to grow a big, beautiful, full plant, I'm like, if I could just have one really lovely, healthy vine of it, and I could train the vine to climb somewhere, I think I'd be content with that. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited to be giving this plant another go, because I didn't want to... Where did I put everything? Where are all of the cups I brought over? Where is everything? I had them in my hand 2 seconds ago. Oh, they're right here. They were here all the time. What was I saying? If I could just have one lovely vine of it, I think that's what I was saying, then I would be happy, because I just love the look of this plant. I really do adore it. And it's not actually, I didn't find it like difficult as such to look after before. It was just so ridiculously slow. Like I think I had it about 1.5 years, 2 years, and it gave me maybe like 3 leaves in that time. But mind you, as I say, I wasn't growing it in a cabinet or anything like that, so I am going to start it off that way. Now, I should really remove that lower leaf, but then I don't want to. I don't want to, I'm just going to carefully monitor it. We'll see how I get on this time. You never know, I have, like, on occasion I have got plants a second or even third time around after vowing I wouldn't do it again, and I do have a much better experience, so fingers crossed. But yeah, that's what it's looking like, and as I say, I will pop it into my cabinet after I finish filming this. And just because it's right here, the amazing peperomia that Ross got, I say Ross got, I'm absolutely taking some of this for myself, but it was a peperomia grave, I can't remember what it was, I showed you it last night. But I am going to take some leaf cuttings and I am going to just start a very little like prop box container type thing. But as I said last night, again, if any of you have got experience propagating this plant yourself, please let me know how you do it. I think I'm probably just going to take 3 or 4 of the lower leaves here. And then I might put the main stem into sphagnum moss just for the time being and see how it gets on. I only am sceptical about doing it that way with this plant because I tried it like that with the Peperomia Hope, which is also, I know this isn't exactly a vining philodendron, but it's got a similar structure and the stem just didn't create roots at all. So I don't know, please, I genuinely mean it. If you have propagated this plant and had success, can you please drop me a comment and let me know how you've done it, because I have 0 experience doing this and I really love it. I think it's really cool. I also think from what I know about Peperomia, it will probably be quite a nice one for Ross, who's not the most experienced when it comes to plants. It should be fairly low maintenance. Also, I've just got a new bag of sphagnum moss from Soil Ninja, and I love how it's so pinky red. Can you see that? Such a gorgeous colour. But yeah, so I'm just going to treat this like any other Peperomia I would propagate. It's actually got very similar colours to the Peperomia Rosso, Carpera Rosso, something like that. I'll put a picture on the screen. But yeah, I've just chopped that in half and I'm just going to put the sections into the moss like that. And then hopefully they should start to root that way. I'm going to do that with all of these ones. Because I believe in theory with Peperomia any part of the leaf can produce roots. So I mean you could like chop a corner off a big leaf, you could chop I think a bit of the stem and propagate that way. But this is how I tend to do it. And it just, my gut is saying that this will work, but as I say, I am left with a very big section just there. So that's what those are looking like. As you can see, they're just sticking out. Oh, what just fell? They're just sticking out the top, and I will just cover this in cling film just to keep the humidity nice and high in there while they root. I do hope they root this way. Again, I know I keep comparing it to the Peperomia Hope, but just it feels quite similar. And with that one, I started noticing roots within, I think, about 2 weeks. So hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, I will have an update for you. But then this bit, if I don't have to chop every single leaf up, I don't want to. And obviously I know this is technically Ross's plant as well, so I don't want to destroy it if I don't have to. But what I think I'll do is just put it into sphagnum moss, and hopefully I'll get some suggestions from you guys about what to do next. But it could root like this, so let's give it a go. Trial and error. Oh, and that's what I was going to say as well. We kind of touched on it last night, but me and Ross always have this like debate as to whether or not I should be looking after his plants. And so obviously bearing in mind Ross really loves pink plants. His like go-to plants, what he is drawn to is very different to what I like and what I'm drawn to. And he has got a plant shelf through in his office/bedroom next door. And anytime something goes wrong with his plant, he's always like, Claire, you should be keeping an eye on it. You should be caring for my plants because you're the plant person. But then I always counter that by saying I don't have the motivation a lot of the time to look after plants that I don't love and I don't care about. Hence why I'm often clearing space in my own collection, because if I notice myself start to neglect one of my own plants, a lot of the time that's kind of a sign that I'm not loving it anymore and I need to pass it along to a new home. So I am more than happy to tell him how to look after them. And if something, like for example, one of them's got spider mites at the moment and I'm treating that for him, if something starts going wrong, I will help him. But I think if he's the one bringing the plants home, then he needs to be the one caring for them. But what do you think about that? Because we keep having a back and forth on that, and that is how I feel, and I think that's fair. And he does not. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. But there we go. I've just put that into moss like that. And again, I'll probably pop this into my cabinet just for the time being. I'm actually just in the process of clearing out my rehabilitation cabinet through in the bedroom, and it might actually go through there. I could put it through there because this cabinet is getting a little bit squished and overcrowded now. But yeah, hopefully one of these two ways we will get some roots. And then I've got a couple of little epipremnums here, and this one's just a little enjoy. And I did swap this for something and I can't remember what it was. Someone said, I like that, do you have anything that you'd swap? And I said yes, but I can't remember what the thing was. But the reason I just picked up a little enjoy is because I picked up another enjoy at the last plant swap, and it's a gorgeous plant, but it is quite slow to grow. And I just really like to fill this plant out a little bit. So I was like, if I take another cutting, then I can pot them together. And then hopefully, eventually, it can be lovely and full. But this one I got in a little shot glass, a little pink shot glass, as I say, at the last London plant swap, which I think is getting on for 6 months ago, and it hasn't come out. Oh my God. And it's got really crazy roots. So I think it's definitely ready to be transferred to soil, because it's in, I was going to say it's in sphagnum moss. It's in a mossy perlite mix by the looks of it. But to be honest, it's more roots now than anything else. So I'm going to just try and get as much of the moss off as I can. The perlite doesn't matter too much. And I love the Enjoy pothos, but I think unless you buy it as a big plant already, you do just have to have quite a lot of patience with it, because as I say, I think because it is so highly variegated, it is just a very slow one to grow. But actually growing this one in my cabinet, it has been not quick, but it has given me quite a bit of growth. I think I only had 1 or 2 leaves when I got it 6 months ago, and now it's got quite a few more, and it is getting ready to give me another one there as well, which is exciting. So yeah, I'm thinking, do I put this in a pot? Do I put it in a cup? What shall I do with it? I'm going to put them in a little pot, I think, because I assume this one's rooted because it's in soil. I should actually check that before I decide. But the roots on this one are absolutely amazing. So yeah, let's get this one out. Oh yeah, this one's got a very little root system compared to the other one. But it is a very full, healthy root system. Look how beautiful that variegation is. That's so pretty. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and reuse the soil that the new one came in, to be honest. Try and just keep a little bit of its old environment as it goes into its new one. And this isn't a particularly sensitive plant from what I can tell in my time of owning it, but it's always good if you can to just try and make the transition as easy as possible. And yeah, this feels like a good way to do it. So yeah, perfect. I'll give it a water through afterwards, but that is what it's looking like. And then, oh, before I show you the next one, I'm just going to change my camera battery because it's gonna die. Oh, my camera battery just died, but we're back again. And then this next one, this is one that again might not seem that exciting to some of you guys because it is a more common plant. As I've said many times before, that really doesn't matter to me. If I love a plant, it does not bother me whether it's considered common or rare or whatever. And it's a Mandula pothos, and firstly it is the most beautiful cutting, but part of the reason that this is so special is my original Mandula pothos, this one here, which I've shown you in many of my favourite plant videos because I absolutely love it. I got this off the same person that I got it off at the first, no I lie. Yeah, I lie. One of the London plant swaps at the beginning of last year, I think. And I saw them there and they gave me this beautiful cutting and I was over the moon with it then. And this is the first Mandula pothos I've ever owned. And the longer I've had it, the more and more I have just adored it. And I honestly now, as I say, it is definitely one of my favourite plants. And again, very similar to what I just said about the Enjoy, it is quite slow to grow compared to some other epipremnum. Like if you think of the golden pothos or something like that, this one is very, very, very slow. And I do keep it just over there by my TV, not in in the highest light spot, so I know that if I wanted to increase its rate of growth, then I probably should move it to a slightly higher light spot. But alas, I do not have that much room in my home right now. I'm getting a little bit overcrowded. So what I've been thinking instead of focusing on really fast growth, I'd like to just fill it out a little bit. And so I saw Alex again at the plant swap and I was like, oh my goodness, have you got any more? And they said they did. And so yeah, I'm gonna pot them up together and I'm super excited about it because I'm gonna have a lovely full one then. And apparently the roots on this one are really, oh my God, I was gonna say really good, they're huge. Whoa. I think this one's got a better root system than the other one I've got there. My God, look at those. Isn't that crazy? Right, okay. So the good thing is I've just taken them out of sphagnum moss, but they are very, very clean. I don't even really think they need a rinse, to be honest. If you were being really vigilant about it, then maybe you would. I'm not going to bother. This one here I've got in a chunky semi-hydro mix, and it's growing really, really well in there. But again, its roots are breaking through the bottom. So I think I'm going to just empty out the semi-hydro as much as I can into this pot. Ooh. And then try and get this one out and maybe give it a little root prune. I was thinking about staying in the same size pot as well, but I think considering how much root I've now got here, I think I might need to pot size up. Which is a shame because I like the little pretty pot I'm growing it in. Oh my goodness, this is going to look so gorgeous potted together though. Just holding it together looks amazing. But yeah, I am definitely going to need a bigger pot. So I think I'm going to go in with this transparent orchid pot. They're really great to use for semi-hydro just because obviously when you put them in a pretty pot cover or just a little like reservoir drainage tray, you can just monitor the roots really, really well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do for this one. Perfect. And then yeah, as I say, I can create a little reservoir at the bottom, but how much better does that look? That looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy that this plant is just increasing in size. I just love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, again, after this video, I will just do a little reservoir, pop it back in the same place probably for the time being. That section has seemed really happy there, even if it is a little bit slow. If at some point I have a major downsize, I would definitely get this one closer to the window because I'd really like to encourage some faster growth. But I've also thought about maybe running a grow light bar along there at some point. I've had so many thoughts and I just am not very good always at putting them into practice. But the last plant, this was very, very kindly given to me. This wasn't a swap, but if you watch my videos, you'll know that I have been wanting a Syngonium chiapense, and now I have one, and it is the most beautiful, beautiful cutting. And honestly, you know who you are. Thank you so much for this. I'm over the moon with it. Honestly, it's been one that I've been wanting for absolutely ages. And the woman I got this off said that she just started air layering it, I think only last week or something. And you can actually see already one of the aerial roots has started to produce a very little root. But I think I'm going to propagate this one in sphagnum moss just because that's how she'd already started doing it. And again, similarly to what I just did with the soil for the Enjoy pothos, there's not a lot of moss to use, but I'm just going to kind of intermix what it was already in with the moss that I added into. And then I'm going to put this one in my cabinet and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and I'm probably going to check on it multiple times a day. And then hopefully it will start to give me some lovely roots soon. Because I've got the Syngonium chiapense frosted heart, and that one I actually didn't realise was a chiapense until fairly recently. I think the beginning of this year. I didn't realise that the Chia Pensée took that many different forms, and I love the frosted heart, but it doesn't have the same like waxy, almost like anthuriumness to it that this one does, because if you saw these leaves, I would not think syngonium, I would absolutely think anthurium. So yeah, I'm really excited, really excited about this one. And if it's anything like other syngoniums that I have grown, it should be fairly quick once it gets going as well, which would be amazing. But yeah, that is everything that I got. Is that everything that I got? Yeah, that is everything that I got at the swap. But as I say, I'm doing quite a few more swaps this year. I'm doing both the London swaps, I'm doing the Plymouth swap. I can't remember, there's another one as well. I'm doing quite a few more. So yeah, I feel like this was a lovely one to start with, and it was so lovely to meet you guys there. Honestly, the plant swaps are filled with the most wonderful people, and it was just a lot of fun. So yeah, if you were there, thank you for making the day so special. Emma and Lisa, again, thank you so much. It's always an amazing event, and I can't wait for the next one. And yeah, I can't wait to show you what goes on with these plants, because I am super excited about them. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video.
Stay sexy, plant lovers.